Welcome to the Strategic Travel Entrepreneur. My name is Rita Perez. Hello. I've been a travel advisor for over 10 years and am navigating this winding road of entrepreneurship with you. I created this podcast because I wanted to share all the things I've learned from leaders both in and out of our industry that I really wish I would have known way back then. But alas, the important thing is I'm aware of them now, and I want you to be too. Ready for this week's show? Let's jump in. Hello everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. Solo episode here again, and this is actually going to be like a prep for Wave Week type of episode because on day 5, expansion day, we're going to have a session about ads and running ads for your business. I have it set on expansion day because I don't believe that ads are one of the first things that you should be running in your business. I think that relationship marketing really is crucial and important to making sure that you really have the foundation set for your business, and that cannot really happen without building relationships, building up your network. You know, I have been in the travel business for 12 years now, and I guiltily did not do any sort of relationship marketing, networking in the beginning because I thought it was sleazy. I remember I did attend one sort of networking event and it really kind of put me off. So I didn't really put myself out there. And I was thinking like, it's okay. Like if I put it out there to my friends and family, they're going to share it. They're going to support me and all the things. And that did not happen. Spoiler alert. That did not happen. It really was, I got an eye-opener into that I needed to do things differently in my business. And at the end of 2018, slowly started shifting them through 2019. And at the end of 2019, I decided I was going to do things differently in my business. And so 2020, I had big plans to like really get out in the community, participating in events and getting to know local business owners. And then we all know what happened. But the one event that I did participate has brought so much reach and so much elevation, and it's also helped me to practice my public speaking skills and to practice this confidence in meeting other people, that now it's just like second nature. It just comes so easily. And a lot of things that I had done and worked on and connections made and built starting in 2020 are now really starting to reap the rewards. And so that's why you want to start early and start soon with your network. And if you're already fast-tracked and you have a network just from a prior business that you have, or business relationships, company relationships, utilize those relationships to help get you farther. Use them as your fast pass. So just wanted to get that out of the way. And if you're kind of like, I don't even know what Prep for Wave Week, where have you been? I have been talking about Prep for Wave Week for quite a few weeks now already on the podcast. And if you didn't know, Prep for Wave Week is happening next week, November 7th through 11th, 2022. It is a virtual event with recorded training sessions. And these are really set up to help you prepare now in November for wave season that will happen in the first quarter of 2023. So if you didn't know, wave season is something that happens at the beginning of every year after all the families have come back from all the holiday travels and the friends have come back from holiday travel, and they're like, you know what, we want to plan big travel things happening in the upcoming year. And the first quarter is when us as travel business sellers start getting an influx of calls to plan those trips. And so I want you to be prepared, not scared. Going into it knowing that there should be an influx in your business because you have done all these things to prepare for it, like the foundational elements, but then also gone into it not only like with certain goals and strategies in mind, but going in effortlessly and without as much stress as what another business owner might be had they not prepared in advance. So that is what Prep for Wave Week is all about. It is a free event. You can upgrade to the Study Hall Pass upgrade. It is only $25, which means each hour session that's included is only $5 because you get 1 hour from 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern every single day, Monday through Friday, with me and some special guests. And we're just going to be collaborating in a small group session. So this is really going to be time to take action on what you have just learned, because we all know we've all been guilty of attending so many educational events and then we do nothing about it. And that's why I created the Study Hall Pass for this event, because I really want you to do things with this. I just don't want it to be another training that you're collecting. So if you have already registered and have not gotten a Study Hall Pass, make sure just go ahead to the link in the show notes and I'll have it linked up that you can go over there and get your upgrade pass. Again, it's only $25 and everything else is free and you're getting chock full information. I'm very proud to say that Prep for Wave Week is, if it is not the most diverse event in the travel industry, it is one of the most diverse events in the travel industry. And that's amongst gender, cultural background, ability, sexual orientation, even have a former member of the military. There are just so many different facets involved in this. And that's really what I strive for, to have different voices, different people that don't look like each other, don't have the same abilities, that can just really complement and get you to hone in on everything and all the skills and strategies that you need for your own travel business. So starting on day one, we're talking about foundations. Then we have operations. Then we have marketing, sales, and ending with expansion. So you can see the full list of speakers. I'm slowly trickling out the information through all the social channels, and that would be through Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. You can find that at the Take the Helm, all the different social channels that I have under Take the Helm, which is the parent company of the Strategic Travel Entrepreneur and Prep for Wave Week. And so if you'd like to go ahead and register, head over to travelbiztraining.com to get your free ticket. So I said that this podcast was going to be a precursor to the ads training that you'll be getting, which I have. So all the sessions are pre-recorded. I just finished pre-recording the sessions today, and they're just so good. So good. And this ad session is going to blow your mind. And I think the ad session is going to be really great if you ever thought about running ads for your business. And I think really ads are positioned best if you have been in business for a little bit. So if you have been, and I don't want to give a timeline either. I was going to say a couple of years, but I'm sometimes people are starting to make the sales in the millions or a couple hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you have the revenue to go ahead and start generating ads, that you can go ahead and do that. But if you're not able to do that, I still think it's a great foundational piece for you to have in your back pocket when you are ready to start running ads. Then you'll have the information with you. And so in order to run ads, and the ads specifically that we'll be talking about during Expansion Day are lead ads, where you are going to be asking somebody for their name and their email address. And in exchange for them giving you that information, you're going to give them something of incredible value that is going to help, in a way, answer or alleviate some sort of pain that they are having in relation to the travel niche or the travel market that you specialize in. And that thing that you're going to be giving them is called a lead magnet. So, and when we're talking about ads, this is specifically ads online. It's specifically Facebook ads. So you need some sort of downloadable-ish type thing. You need some sort of lead magnet. And if you have never heard the term lead magnet, you may have heard something of like irresistible free offer. That is something that you give for free, and it has to be so compelling that somebody feels comfortable and okay with giving you their email address so that they can get this thing in return. And once they have gotten this thing in return, hopefully it is so good that they decide to stay on your email list, because that's what it is. Like, somebody sees your ad for a free type thing that you're giving them online. You deliver that, and now you have their email address that you can stay in touch with them and nurture them through your email list. But if that freebie that you have marketed and told them was going to provide so much value and then it is not valuable, you are SOL, because they are going to be immediately subscribing. And I will preface that also with saying that unsubscribes are not bad. But if they were an ideal target and you did not deliver the solution that they were looking for to this pain point, you have lost the potential relationship that you were trying to create. So this freebie, this downloadable, this lead magnet has to be so incredibly compelling. And I'm not saying it's going to provide like a full transformation, but it is going to temporarily fix a problem that your client, your travel client, has. And I say temporarily because it's going to be able to solve the problem for the moment, but the long-term solution is really going to be working with you. But what can they do? What can they get? What can you give them right now that would help them not only like learn more about you, learn what you do, but also build the know, like, trust factor with you? So what exactly can lead magnets be? You know, I keep saying downloadable because I think that's the easiest thing. Like, really, you create some sort of PDF with some sort of checklist or information guide. But I'm not really sure that those are really where it's at anymore. I don't think something like that is as compelling as something else like a checklist. And I'm even thinking, you know, Stephanie Cannon has a financial checklist for travel business owners. I'm trying to think of what other, like, those are things. I think she has something. Sorry, Stephanie, if I'm misquoting you here, but I think she has something like a tax prep checklist that's either coming out, and I don't honestly know if it's free or not, so that's like, I don't want to do misinformation, but how valuable is that to you as a travel business owner, being able to know what you need to prepare for your taxes for next year in a checklist? That is something that, for me, I would immediately download that, make sure to print that out so that I know I'm already heading into tax season and starting to work on some things and check that list off. That is something that needs to be, I would classify as something as super compelling. I don't think packing checklist is that, unless it is like a very specific packing checklist to either a certain group of people. Like, I could see if you specialize like in special needs travel, even having like a top 10 list of things you didn't know you needed to pack for your special needs traveler, or whatever it may be. That would garner my interest, and especially if there were things that are going to be used. And that's why it's important, like, you need to know who you are marketing to. You need to know who you're trying to sell to be able to identify what is going to be of uber value to them, that they are going to be like, yes, take my email address because I need this. And then somewhere in that downloadable or whatever it is that you have sent them, they're like, yes, like, this has solved a problem for me, but now I need more. And so I will say that one of my freebies that I do have that I haven't highly promoted because I've been focused on other things right now. But one of the things that I have is a visibility calculator. I think calculators are really great things that you can do. And maybe it is a planning calculator for Disney trips, or you're doing a planning calculator for skiing trips or destination weddings. How much does the destination wedding actually cost? Well, here's a calculator based on luxury properties in Mexico or whatever it may be. How cool is that? And then you've gotten, that's the first step to be able to get some sort of calculation. And once they have and thinking along the lines of the destination wedding, okay, I know my destination wedding is going to cost $50,000. And now I have to figure out all the logistical planning. I don't want to do that. I want to hire somebody else. This person sent me a calculator. Maybe I can look into information from that person. Or maybe they're not yet ready to plan their destination wedding, but the more emails that you send out to them, either weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, that helps to build that trust factor. The more they're like, oh my gosh, yes, Rita, she's a destination wedding planner. We have to use her for our wedding now that we're ready to plan. So calculator is a really great one. So I have a calculator that's called the Visibility Profitability Calculator that helps you calculate actually how many people you need to be talking to throughout the year. It will calculate how many people based on how profitable you want to be and the revenue that you want to generate. It will calculate how many conversations you need to be having with qualified leads. So, and from there, you can go ahead and identify how many events you need to be going to, how many places you need to be either in person or online, and then base it on your conversion rate, because everybody's not going to convert into a client. That doesn't mean that the relationship's not important, as you know, because they could be a referral partner. But let's say you're able to convert 7 out of 10 people. So knowing that you're not going to convert 10 out of 10, how many more people outside of that 70% do you need to speak with? And that's all going to be dependent upon how many sales you want to have, how big your clients are, how much revenue are you generating, and what your end of sales goal really are. How do you want to be profitable? So that's one of my lead magnets. Another idea is a planning calendar. So how far in advance? So in my travel business, I have one of these for planning your cruise retreat. How far in advance do you have to plan? But also, what are the important milestones along the way of planning that you need to be aware of so you have a better idea of the planning process for your cruise retreat? So if you can think of anything that's like that, one of the lead magnets that I did really well on, actually, I believe it was last year when the cruise ships were first starting to start sailing again, was something like the top cruises that you need to take as cruise ships sail, or something like that. Something about this summer. And it got downloaded pretty frequently. And my niche, if you didn't know, was cruise ship retreats. And of course, sometimes we have to pivot, especially in the past couple of years. And I was more of a cruise generalist because really we were in crunch mode last year. And so I didn't, the lead magnet, and I utilize a lot of different lead magnets. And that's also what you can do too. You may have an idea, it may work for a little bit, but you want to change it up as well. I've heard that quizzes are another form of lead magnet, but quizzes also, I don't believe, are totally free, and you're already going to be paying for an ad. So for that reason, I don't feel like it's probably the best one to go with, because I would rather you not pay for a slot. Even though I am such an advocate of working smarter, not harder, I feel like you can be more creative than a quiz. And other people might have other opinions, but that's just my thoughts. An audio series is another one that I feel can be really great because it's not only of value, where they're going to be learning and hearing from you, but they can slightly build that relationship with you because they are listening to your voice from this audio series. You could also do a challenge or an educational event. So a challenge might be, I'm trying to think. I know, so like for something that I've thought about for my cruise retreat business is to have a cruise retreat planning challenge where you would plan out the different aspects of your cruise retreat. So you would have like the foundational aspects, but you wouldn't have anything booked, of course, and it kind of like gets them from idea to action plan. But now that they have this action plan, it also alludes them to like, okay, so now what? Like, what are the next steps? So what is something that you might be able to do a challenge for in your niche? Is it planning your honeymoon in 5 days? I don't know. I'm like throwing ideas out here. But is there a certain challenge that you might be able to host, like a 4 or 5 day challenge where they feel accomplished enough each day answering some sort of question, and at the end of it, obviously your call to action would be to work with you for XYZ trip that you want to plan. So it's every day of your challenge is kind of building up to that. Another idea is an educational event can be a lead magnet, and this is very meta, but I would say Prep for Wave Week is a lead magnet on its own. I'm hosting free educational sessions for you to partake in to further your education as a travel business owner. What kind of free educational event might you be able to host? Maybe it's the Families in Mexico Educational Summit, or however you want to call it. Maybe it is the River Cruise Consumer Symposium. Maybe it is the Help, I want to get eloped and I don't know where to start symposium. There are so many different ideas that you can host, again, similar to a challenge, but maybe you want to collaborate with some fellow business owners that are either fellow travel business owners or that they are a good complementary business. So maybe it is like a bridal boutique, or maybe it is a golf shop, or maybe it is, the car dealership, or maybe it is a pet store or a pet sitting service. So there's different things that you might be able to do. Like maybe your challenge or your free event is prepping your animals, prepping your pets for vacation time, whether you're going to take them with you or whether you're going to board them. And you could have a vet kind of speaking in and giving tips. You could have like a pet sitter. You can have the boarding person. You could also have maybe just like a general pet behavior expert coming on. And I think I gave like ideas for each different day to have a different expert come on. You have more people promoting your business, and then you also have this amazing collaboration of business owners who are there to assist each other. It just helps. There's so many things that compounds. It helps on your visibility reach, it helps with your networking, and it helps get you out there to people who may not have known you. So I really love the educational aspect, especially working like with complementary type businesses for so many reasons. And that may be what you promote as your lead magnet, is this educational summit, free, of course, to get more names on your email list, because names on your email list mean that you're able to nurture them in that way. And if you're nurturing them correctly through your email list, they eventually will get to the point where they are converting and being paid clients for you. So, but I really wanted to preface like what a lead magnet is, give you a couple of ideas on what a lead magnet could be and how you can utilize lead magnets, because we're not going to be talking about any of this in the ads session. So let me check just real quick. You need to know who your ideal client is. The better that you know who your ideal client is, the clearer you are on who they are, what you want to sell, what their pain points are, what their dreams are. This helps with like the copy of your ad. This also helps with you ideating what your freebie is going to be. You can create something. Hold on, I'm reading my notes here. They want if you don't know who they are or what they want in my chicken scratch, which is true. You can't create something unless you know what they want, and it has to be something compelling again. I recently saw something about a blueprint for marketing your business. I went ahead and downloaded that, and the blueprint was crap, and I immediately unsubscribed, and it really turned me off from that business owner, because if you're telling me something and I'm getting the opposite, it just annoys me, and the trust has completely gone out the window. And that's why I say, you want something to be super compelling in order for them to give you the email address, 1, and then 2, for them to stay on the mailing list. If you ever have any questions or want to bounce off ideas, please go ahead. Feel free to book a consultation session with me. I would love to really dive in deep, give you ideas for any copy that you'd like for that, or give you just ideas in general of what might be a really great lead magnet for your own travel business. So that concludes this pre-session on lead magnets. So I hope at very least have given you ideas on lead magnets that you can utilize for your own travel business. Again, where do lead magnets lie? If you're trying to expand your travel business, you kind of worked your local network, worked any kind of virtual network as far as you can. You're starting to generate some revenue, but you really want to expand more to the masses of people that you don't know and that are not in your local network. But in order to do that, you need to be able to get their email address so they can be in your world. And you do that through an ad, but you do that through enticing them through something that you're going to give away for free, so that when they see your ad, it is a no-brainer that they sign up for your freebie, whatever that should be. Alrighty, that is it for me. Again, if you are not signed up for Prep for Wave Week, make sure you head over to travelbiztraining.com. Each day, new sessions will come out based on foundations, operations, marketing, sales, and expansion of your travel business. I am so stoked to see you there. I hope you've enjoyed this podcast. If you have any ideas of what you would like to hear in the future, please send those my way, because I want to make sure that you are getting tons of value from this podcast every week. All right, talk to you soon. Bye. Thanks for joining me on The Strategic Travel Entrepreneur. Please subscribe and leave a show rating on your favorite podcast platform. Oh, and don't forget to take a look at the show notes for important information and links. See you next week.